Hey everybody, what's going on? Today I want to talk about Overwatch, the beta, the Reddit, the streams, and pretty much what I've been thinking about all of it. So first of all, the game itself. So from streams and not playing it, obviously, it looks really good. Really, really good. And I just wish that I could be like playing it right now instead of having to talk over CSGO footage. This footage is from a recent matchmaking game I played with a couple of mates. I'm currently Supreme in CSGO, verging on global hopefully. So when I go global, I'll probably make a video about it. Probably upload some matchmaking gameplay from some global games. But yeah, this was a Supreme game I played with a couple of mates maybe 3 days ago now, and it was pretty good. We ended up winning. This is the second half of the game. But yeah, I'll talk about Overwatch now. But as far as design and polish goes, especially for a beta, it looks like pretty much scarily close to what most finished games look like at the moment. But really, I feel though I can't say that much about the beta experience without having any of it firsthand. So to fill that void of not having the beta, I've been mindlessly checking Reddit, the Play Overwatch, Twitter, emails, and the Battle.net launcher for any sign of getting into the beta. Ultimately, however, you got to find something else to do. You can't just sit there trying, hoping that you get into the beta. So I've compiled a nice small set of funny stuff from the subreddit, YouTube, whatever, to pass your time. Kind of Overwatch themed. Well, yeah, most of them are Overwatch themed, but hopefully it'll pass your time as well as it did mine. So check that little group of videos out, group of posts out. But here are just a few suggestions from the Reddit that I've seen. So the subreddit obviously is r/Overwatch. If you haven't subbed to it already, it's pretty good. You get funny content, you get people talking about serious stuff, balancing, bugs. Yeah, it's pretty good if you're actually interested in the game. So I would recommend it if you have any genuine interest in the game. But first of all, I want to talk about some of the suggestions that people on the subreddit have had. So a lot of people, I noticed, ended up saying, well, I'm not in the beta, so what can I do to pass the time? And a lot of the suggestions for that are to go and play something else. So obviously, as you can see, that I've been filling that with CSGO, and I would recommend that, especially if you're into it. I mean, it's something that's a lot of fun to just like keep progressing towards. And then if you don't have if you don't have CSGO, you can always play something like TF2. And then the suggestions I saw coming up a lot were Battleborn, which is a new game made by the people who made Borderlands, and it's sort of like a weird MOBA, FPS, third-person mix of Overwatch, TF2, and just Borderlands, and it's some weird mashup, and it's in closed beta, and apparently it's not too hard to get a key, even if you haven't signed up for it recently. It's still pretty easy to get a key. So if you're looking for something, that could be something you're interested in. And then another suggestion I saw coming up a lot more, which is probably if you're actually genuinely interested in getting into Overwatch, was the Unreal Tournament 4. And this is why I say more getting into Overwatch, is because it's sort of more of a game that it progresses your aim, and it's more similar to Overwatch, whereas playing Battleborn, it's cool and everything, and it's got a nice art style, but it's not exactly Overwatch. Whereas it's not even a first-person shooter; it's a third-person shooter, and some of the classes aren't shooters, but you know what I mean. It's a third-person game compared to first-person. Another thing I've seen suggested pretty frequently is watching Twitch streams. Now, along with this suggestion of Twitch streams, I've seen people saying that Twitch streams are killing their hype, and I can understand that because, to be honest, while as enjoyable as the streams that I've chosen to watch, obviously I'm not going to sit there through an hour and a half of Trump playing Overwatch, because if you've watched any of Trump playing Overwatch, I would highly not recommend watching him play Overwatch, and there's a reason he gets less viewers than like Star when playing Overwatch and gets like the most viewers when he's playing Hearthstone. It's because he can't really play Overwatch. But apart from that, I recommend Twitch streamers as well. I think that apart from maybe losing a bit of your hype because you start to learn more about the game than you would if you were just like thrown into it at the deep end, which is sometimes the fun for people. So if you're one of those people who enjoys that initial discovery of the game, I guess maybe watching Twitch streams isn't for you. But for somebody like me who wants to like just analyze the game to its fullest, so I can actually play it to its full potential when I finally get my hands on it, it's is something I really think that is pretty good, having Twitch streams. And some people I can recommend personally. This is 100% my opinion. Keep in mind, so this isn't like the Bible of, hey, play these, watch these streamers. These are the only good people playing Overwatch, because it's just not true. But I have personally enjoyed Elohim quite a lot, and he was one of the people lucky enough to be invited to their headquarters to do that 2 hour live stream with Haley Nick, and that was awesome to watch. I didn't watch it live because it was like 3 a.m. here when that was coming out, but I watched the entire VOD. I watched both of their VODs, and I didn't think I'd like him. I thought it would just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna like follow this guy just so I can see his content for that beta weekend. Sorry, not beta weekend, that private session. But I ended up following him, and he's been one of the most enjoyable people for me to watch, to be honest. Apart from Elohim, one of the other people who, this is probably a way more obvious one, is Star and Germa. Now, they are two of my favourite YouTubers, probably, if not my two favourite YouTubers. And watching them play Overwatch in a casual way, not absolute try hard, and it's just like sitting down with your mates playing it. That's what it feels like, because you actually just like, you're not watching them for a competitive experience, you're watching them for them, and they're just having fun in the game, and you can have fun with them. The only thing about Star and Gemma is they're not that interactive with the chat, whereas Elohim is pretty much like 80% chat, 20% gameplay, which is always entertaining when you see somebody that like invest in their community. But yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about in regards to sort of streamers and how they have an impact on what you want to experience in the beta, because there's literally a Twitch streamer for everybody. If you just want to chill, there's people for that. If you just want to have something to listen to in the background, you got people who are constantly asking questions, constantly doing Q&As from the chat. People like Elohim are perfect for just getting an idea of the game. Or you can have people who you just want to watch because they're entertaining, or you can have people you want to watch because they're, competitive and like sort of try-hardy. So two people, if you want to get into that, because I kind of feel like I should give a suggestion for every sort of category, is Summit and his group of people that he's playing with. They sort of have like a big team of Twitch streamers, like sometimes they haven't got a full lobby, but you know what I mean. They have like this big group of Twitch streamers that they all play together and sort of use call outs and start to set up almost a competitive vibe when it's like a closed beta even. And then another person that I've enjoyed watching for a more competitive side is Seagull, who's a like top TF2 soldier. He's been really good to watch. He's got these crazy clips on the subreddit of him. I don't know if he uploaded them, but it's like him going 50-5 with Zenyatta and just crazy clips like that. But that's pretty much all I want to talk about with Twitch streamers. If you are interested in that thing, I would recommend just checking out some of the ones that I've talked about if you have that sort of vibe for either competitive or chat interaction or just casual stuff. And then finally, my number one tip. These are my 3 tips. So that was, first tip was play other games. Unreal Tournament and Battleborn were the 2 suggestions. Secondly is check out some Twitch streamers. My suggestions for those were Germa, Star, Elohim, and Summit. And third tip is watch Bob Ross. Now, this tip, if you can call it a tip, is more of a coping strategy, if anything. Bob Ross, if you don't know, was a painter in the 80s, and he had a TV show called The Joy of Painting. And recently, in celebration of starting the Twitch creative like subcategory, you know how they made music for music channels, and now they've got a creative one for arts and painting and stuff like that. So like people who do speed art or drawing sessions or whatever. So they've got Bob Ross, all of his The Joy of Painting TV show. And I've been watching a lot of it. It's actually genuinely good. It is fun to watch. So there's 2 ways that I consider watching it. There's watching it without the chat and just like if you can take it seriously enough to just like at the point where you're just like listening to his voice and watching the paintings, it is actually just the most chill experience ever. Or if you want to actually have a laugh, pull up the chat and just enjoy how some group of people on Twitch have already turned it into just like a laughing stock. And I mean, it's entertaining to watch for both of those reasons, and I really hope that you can find the same level of enjoyment that I got out of it. But those are my 3 tips to while waiting for the Overwatch beta. So I hope you enjoyed just a bit of a discussion about Overwatch, the beta itself. And that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay in the background. I didn't really know whether I was going to do TF2, or CSGO, or rip off somebody else's Overwatch footage, but I felt like, 1, I should do my own footage because it's more genuine, and 2, I didn't really want to do TF2 because I couldn't really be bothered playing it live and recording something, so I decided I'd use a demo from a previous game in CSGO. But yeah, that's going to wrap up the video. Thank you all very much for watching, guys. Remember to subscribe for more Overwatch gameplay and discussion, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.